Sup guys, Ryan Young back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about exactly what I do day to day to get consistent lean gains in the gym. Now, the first step you need to be doing is making sure you're hydrated in the morning. Having adequate hydration in the morning is paramount to your overall success in terms of in the gym, in terms of in life, in terms of basically everything. The reason is because your brain functions off your hydration levels, your electrolyte levels. Your muscle contractions work based off your sodium to potassium ratio in your blood. Now, let's say this is off slightly. Let's say you're drinking a shit ton of coffee. That's going to displace the amount of sodium to potassium in your blood. So to be able to counteract this, you have to be having an electrolyte drink as soon as you wake up. You're going to be very dehydrated as soon as you get out of bed. So the body processes the water while you're asleep. Therefore, you will be dehydrated for a long period of time. Therefore, once you wake up, you need to be rehydrating, especially with electrolytes in the morning, to be able to give you the energy, to be able to fuel your mitochondria, to be able to fuel your brain and fuel your muscle contractions within the gym. Second step is to get morning sunlight. Now, this step seems really boring and easy, but this is one of the most important steps you can ever take. Getting direct sunlight into your eyes as soon as you wake up, I'm talking about an hour or less as soon as you wake up, has been shown to spike hormones like testosterone, growth hormone, set circadian rhythm, set all of this stuff. Without that, your circadian rhythm is going to be fucked. You're going to be up at night. You're going to be looking at blue light. You're going to be spiking your cortisol at night. You're going to be having like tons of adrenaline. You're not going to be able to go to sleep. And rest and recovery is one of the most important, if not the most important things for muscle growth. So if you're not actually properly resting, if your circadian rhythm isn't set in that specific time, an hour after you wake up, your body's not going to know when it wants to sleep. Your body essentially has these cellular clocks whereby it uses those clocks to determine whether you should start resting or whether it's time to wake up. If your body is always confused because you're inside, you're in a dimly lit room, you're using blue lights constantly, you're constantly surrounded by technology, you're constantly surrounded by things that aren't within nature, you're not under the sun, you're going to be missing out on setting your circadian rhythm, aka missing out on really important hormones for life and muscle building, and you're going to be having shit sleep, so you're going to be feeling like shit the next day. Therefore, you're not going to actually want to go to the gym, right? Because when you have good sleep, you have really good energy, because during sleep, your body filters out all the toxins and shit in your body. So that's the second thing you need to do besides hydration in the morning. Now, you'll obviously notice there's a pattern here. It's all in the morning. Everything you do as soon as you wake up, your body is a fresh canvas to paint on. Essentially, if you wake up and you do nothing and you just dehydrate yourself with coffee, you're literally going to be missing out on at least 50% of all your gains. Genuinely. If you're not hydrating, if you're not getting the circadian rhythm set, if you're not doing a little bit of grounding or fasted walking in the morning, you're definitely missing out on a ton of gains, fat loss, and mental benefits. Now, the third thing is grounding. Now, what is grounding? Grounding has been scientifically proven to actually release the toxins in the body. Now, what do I mean by this? There's electromagnetic pulses within the earth that can sort of give your body antioxidants. Now, I don't really want to get too far into the scientific literature, but there is well-known evidence that getting your bare feet onto the earth can actually give you antioxidants and cleanse your body of toxins in the morning. Now, what will this overall do for your body? Well, cellular repair, mitochondrial function, and insulin. Now, all these things will function so much better because your gut will be healthier, you'll have more antioxidants in your body, your cells will be able to work more efficiently, and therefore your insulin will be more sensitive. Now, when your insulin is more sensitive, your body is obviously going to be able to nutrient partition all of the food and protein you eat much more efficiently. Now, the fourth thing you guys need to do is fasted cardio. And I know a lot of people will bag me and say, well, bodybuilders eat 5-6 meals a day and they're jacked. Well, they're also on roids and they're also, shoving at least 10,000 calories, becoming like pre-diabetic, but we won't even mention that. So doing fasted cardio will increase your insulin sensitivity, just like with the grounding, but in a different mechanism of action. Think of fasted cardio as a way to increase your growth hormone. Insulin is antagonistic to growth hormone. So therefore, if you consume any calories during the morning, you're going to spike your insulin, and that's going to be antagonistic to the growth hormone. Therefore, you're going to be getting less out of the fat loss of your natural growth hormone release earlier in the morning, which is why it is so important to do fasted cardio, because you're going to be keeping your muscle gains because of the growth hormone, which is going to be anti-catabolic. It's also going to allow you to lose all that stubborn fat, and is going to keep you from bloating and keep your jawline sharp while you're doing a bulk. Now, I suggest doing a lean bulk. I do not advocate for dirty bulking, or otherwise known as eating junk food constantly and ruining your body for the sake of vanity and just gym, because I believe that diet, honestly, is 100% both gym and lifestyle. If you don't have the lifestyle, the gym's not going to follow for most people, especially if you're not on roids. So prioritizing these 4 things in the morning will allow you to be able to get the maximum gains possible in the gym. Now, is this just for the gym? No, all these things will help you with your mental health, will help you with your life, your confidence, your gut health, your brain health, everything. So you're not just going to be getting gym gains by doing these 4 things in the morning. You're going to be getting exponential life gains. So think of all these things as just miniature steps to the end goal. By doing these small little habits every single day, they're going to build up over a year and over many years after that. And you're going to be seeing the most benefits, especially if you're a teenager right now and you're watching this. You're going to be getting increased bone density. You're going to be getting increased growth. You're going to be getting increased muscle mass. You're also going to be getting increased intelligence, like for school or anything you need. There's just so many benefits to these habits that it's just wild that people aren't doing them already. But anyways, guys, this was just a quick video on the 4 morning habits you need to do in order to maximize your muscle growth within the gym. If you really found the information in this video useful whatsoever, make sure to like, sub, and make sure to leave a comment down below on what you learned about this video. And as always, guys, it's Ryan Young. Peace.